premium cigars, which is what we all smoke and enjoy, account for less than 0.5%. Why is the FDA making such a big deal about it? It's like you're going after the peanut. Even winning the appeal does not mean that premium cigars enjoy this regulatory freedom forever. At any point, the FDA could simply restart the rulemaking process.
The Rock 2020, he was advocating for Joe Biden. He was like, yeah, Joe Biden, the way to go, yada, yada, yada. And now he's like, I kind of regret the decision. And you got Travis Kelce, multi-million-dollar NFL future Hall of Famer, Super Bowl winner, and then he gets paid almost his NFL salary doing, what is it? Pfizer commercials. Yeah. What's going on, everybody? Friends and family, friends and pals, friends and girls, friends and boys. It's the Burn Down Podcast. Eric, a.k.a. Burler Cigar. Justin, a.k.a. Dapper Cigar. We are the Burn Down Podcast, and today we are in the studio. We're talking about some cigar industry news.
Talking about some shit.
Some stuff we talked about a few times, but we just love talking about it. Judge Mehta.
Meta World Peace.
I wish it was Meta World Peace, but Judge Mehta and the Cigar Rights Association, the PCA.
Cigar Rights of America.
Did I just say that?
Cigar Rights
of America.
Association of America. The ADAA approved dodgeballs.
All the cigar associations fighting against the FDA with the recent appeal of the premium cigar lawsuit that they put in, that we got approved. What was that, last summer? Right? Judge Mehta was favored in the cigar industry's corner, saying the FDA, you didn't do enough diligence, you didn't take enough time.
You didn't do your due diligence. I don't know where you're getting your statistics.
So this was so for the people who aren't aware. So was it last summer? I think it's in this article, actually.
Dude, I forget.
Oh, I think it's right here. Hold on.
ADAA?
Yeah, let's say here.
Dodgeball Association.
Yeah, so Judge Mehta,
America.
Judge Mehta ruled in favor of the cigar industry in July of 2022. So this summer will be 2 years, finding the FDA had acted improperly when it came to a rulemaking process for premium cigars. So that's what we're going to be talking about. This is a recent article that came out from...
So this is the latest article.
Yeah, it's a little bit of an update. So this is the title, Cigar Industry Responds to...
So to preface it, you were saying that the article that originally came out was 2022, and...
Well, it was the ruling in July 2022.
The FDA was trying to basically combine and say that premium cigars fell into the same category as cigarettes and vaping products.
Yeah, tobacco just as a whole.
And Judge Mehta said you cannot make that assumption. You didn't do your due diligence. They are not the same thing. We have to keep them separate. Because they were saying that they were falling under the deeming law. They were just deeming everything that has tobacco in it is the same. And Judge Mehta said
all the cigar associations brought the FDA all this evidence, all this material, documents saying, hey, this is why we are premium cigars. This is why we're not the same as general tobacco, cigarettes, vape.
So that was what was called the deeming rule.
Yeah.
And Judge Mehta basically struck down the deeming rule, said that doesn't hold water because you didn't do your due diligence. I have all this evidence saying they aren't the same thing.
Yeah.
And now we have an update.
Yeah.
Okay. I just wanted to get the backstory for people that might have missed that episode.
Yeah. So go back a few episodes and find it. You can't miss it. It's a great episode. So this came out last week, mid-April. This is from halfwheel.com, and the title is Cigar Industry Responds to the FDA's appeal of premium cigar lawsuit. So it starts saying, after multiple delays, the premium cigar industry has filed its brief opposing the government's appeal of the decision in a Cigar Association of America versus United States Food and Drug Administration, a.k.a. the good old FDA, the nearly 8-year-old lawsuit over FDA's regulation of premium cigars. So the FDA, again, has been trying to regulate premium cigars, saying it's just like cigarettes, it's just like vape, it's bad, it goes after kids, you guys are all the same, which is not. So it says here, last August, the lawsuit resulted in a major victory for the cigar industry when Judge Mehta ruled...
Can you say his name without saying it like that?
No, I feel like the word. I don't know why. I feel
Judge Mehta.
I feel like a DJ. DJ Mehta. Judge Amit P.
You were about to say DJ Mehta, were you?
Fuck.
I was about to say it too. I was like, DJ. We're gonna start calling him DJ Mehta.
Yeah, I hope I could meet this guy one day. That'd be great. Judge Mehta ruled in favor of the 3 cigar trade groups that filed this case, finding the FDA failed to properly evaluate comments submitted to the agency prior to the enacting of the deeming rule, which Justin mentioned. This meant that cigars that meet the definition of premium cigars large handmade cigars that are not flavored were no longer subject to the FDA's deeming regulations, such as testing requirements, user fees, and a ban on giving those cigars away for retail promotions for charitable donations. Attorneys representing the FDA appealed this decision, which is now being fought in the U.S. Court of Appeals in the District of Columbia. So, as noted on the website, halfwheel.com and elsewhere, the appeal filed in January by the Department of Justice, which represents the FDA in legal matters, did not produce many unique arguments. Surprise, surprise, because there is none.
Surprise, surprise.
Surprise, surprise. But that's good news for us. The FDA has been, since January, which is what, the last 4 or 5 months, haven't really presented any good conclusive evidence to negate our case here.
Very good for us.
And let's see. So
been a lot of legislation and articles in the recent years that have been big wins for cigar. I mean, the one that wasn't was some of the increases in tobacco tax. But a lot of the other ones have been
that's also
big wins.
That's also a state.
Yeah,
thing,
I mean, if you don't like it, you can just go to order your cigar. Order your cigars from us. I mean,
Flying Cigars is based out of Arizona. You beat that New York tax.
Beat the New York tax.
Quick plug.
But no, there's a lot of articles that are coming out that are wins. Count them as wins for the cigar industry.
Listen, the way to get to big wins, gotta have little ones.
Stack up the small.
Gotta stack them up like a stack of decks, a stack of dimes, a stack of cigars.
Stack of decks.
Stack of decks. Stack of pause.
Stack of decks.
So let's see. The FDA did not produce many unique arguments. This was not lost on Michael Edney, the lead attorney for the plaintiff's 3-cigar trade group in this lawsuit. On appeal, every one of the FDA arguments either was not raised in the district court or was comprehensively addressed in the district court, wrote Edney in a brief file on behalf of the Cigar Association of America and the Cigar Rights of America and the Premium Cigar Association, the PCA. With respect to that latter category, the FDA does not explain how the district court might have...
Did you send this to me?
Yes.
Okay, I'm going to just pull it up on so I can follow along.
Yeah,
I feel like I'm just staring into the abyss right now.
Yeah. How does it feel? How does it feel for me to talk all this time on the podcast, huh?
Yeah, but you're looking down when you talk. At least when I tell stories, I'm looking at you.
You're kind of just alone in the corner.
I'm just like,
hello, darkness, my old friend. When's he going to talk to me?
I was like, is he going to look up? All right, so let me pull this up. So
I'm like 5 paragraphs down. Okay. It says, on appeal.
All right, I got you. Okay.
So on appeal, every one of FDA's arguments either was not raised in the district court. Okay, we went through that. With respect to the latter category, the FDA does not explain how the district court might have erred. I don't even know how you say that word. Erred?
Erred in rejection. So
what
like
the fuck is erred?
Like leaned. Like you lean one way. Like you veered in the direction.
How the district court might have veered in rejecting those arguments, instead choosing to repeat them as if they're a matter of first impression in this case. In the end, the FDA gives this court no reason to reverse the district court well-reasoned decision. So, from what I'm taking away is that they try to redoing the same exact thing that they did 2 years ago, saying, this is the evidence we have, this is why it's going to go underneath the deeming rule, and they're saying here, you use this evidence already, there's nothing different than what you said before.
Judge Mehta smokes cigars.
You gotta smoke cigars.
Judge
Mehta, if you're listening, we want you on the podcast. Come over here. Judge Mehta.
While you're looking this up, I'm going to see if I can get his contact information.
Yo. Now that's a man that's thinking.
I'm going to try to get his contact information. Does it have a last name?
That's his last name. It's Amit P. Mehta. Amit P. Mehta.
So Mehta?
Judge M-A-I-T.
M-A-I-T.
Middle name, initial, P.
Oh, mate? Like M-A-I-T, P-M-E-H-T-A?
No, just M-A-I-T.
Oh, Amit.
Amit.
A-M-I-T.
Yeah.
A-M-I-T.
Middle initial P.
Here it is.
P. Mehta.
He's 53 years old. University of Virginia School of Law.
What's he look like? Let me see that guy. Oh, he's a stud.
Yeah. So I'm gonna find his information.
He's got to smoke cigars. So from that paragraph, like I was just saying, they were basically saying, you came to the court already with this information and didn't work the first time, and it's not working now. So it says technically, Edney is the attorney representing the Cigar Rights of America and the Premium Cigar Association. Brian Burgess represents the CAA in this matter. Cigar Association of America. As such, the cigar industry's brief also reads like a rehashing of many of the same arguments that he has for years in front of Judge Mehta. That said, Edney argues that the appeal is trying to rewrite the history of how FDA evaluates evidence regarding premium cigar use. At multiple times, Edney argues that the government's appeal cites supporting evidence regarding premium cigars use that was never mentioned in 2016 deeming regulation. Let me read that one more time. Edney argues that the government's appeal cites supporting evidence regarding premium cigar use that was never mentioned in the 2016 deeming regulations. This is critical given that the lawsuit has largely been about the FDA use or didn't use, or how the FDA used or didn't use data to justify its regulation of premium cigars. So saying that the FDA came to the FDA, too many fucking acronyms. The FDA didn't use the evidence that was given to them from the Cigar Rights of America, Premium Cigar Association. The cigar industry's other main arguments is that the appeal has not shown how Mehta erred or leaned in deciding the case. This extends to both how Mehta interpreted the data, the competing interpretations of the data, and FDA's use of the data, as well as Mehta's decision to vacate the rule. What are you looking up?
So I got his District of Columbia page.
Nice.
And I'm looking to see if there's staff information. There's chambers, courtroom deputy, and court reporter, and there's phone numbers. So I don't know if we could.
We won't call him right now and try to get him on the podcast. Call him right now. Fuck it.
Chambers? What do I call?
Call. Just say hi.
Courtroom deputy and the court reporter.
What time is it? 6:45. Probably. It's closed.
So is it the chambers? Like, is that what you call?
Fuck it. Let's just do it live. Call it.
Let's
say, hey, my name's Justin. I'm looking for Judge Mehta. See what they say. We'll do it live. Fuck it. We'll do it live. Hook it up to the stereo. I mean the mixer. This is sick.
You've reached the chambers of the Honorable Judge Amit P. Mehta. Please leave a message at the tone, and we'll call you back as soon as possible. Thanks.
Leave a message.
Record your message at the tone. When you are finished, hang up or press pound for more options.
Yes, hi. My name is Justin, and I was just looking to get into contact with Judge Amit P. Mehta, if I'm pronouncing that correctly. I just had a question. I was hoping to possibly get him on our podcast at some point. In regards to some of the cigar legislation that had come out in recent years. If you can give me a call back, my phone number. Again, I'm looking for Judge Mehta as a podcast guest in regards to some of the cigar legislation. Phone number. And my name is Justin. Thank you very much. Look forward to hearing from you.
Hell yeah, brother. We'll block out your number on the podcast.
True. True.
That's a great idea. Imagine we can get him on here. That'd be sick.
Just a phone call saying, hey, listen, I'm looking to contact you. I saw you had some legislation. I would love to talk about it on the show.
Yeah, that'd be sick. So,
can you imagine we get a phone call back now?
Bro, that was pretty cool that we just did it. So it's Mehta, not Mehta. So Judge Mehta. So in fact, going back to what I said earlier, in fact, Mehta ruled in favor of the cigar industry in July 2022, finding that the FDA had acted improperly when it came to the rulemaking process for premium cigars. Once that decision was made, the question was about what happens next. Mehta indicated that there were two options: vacate the rule, i.e. send FDA back to square zero, or two, tell the FDA to fix the errors is made. Tell FDA to fix the errors is made during the rulemaking process. I don't know if that sounds like a typo. More than a year later, last August, Mehta opted for the first option, vacating the rule, which was a much larger victory for the cigar industry. As part of the appeal, the two sides are arguing over whether Mehta made the correct choice in that decision. What do you got?
I was clicking another link to see if these
are the last couple paragraphs, and we'll talk about it. So the district court was unconvinced the FDA would make the same decision on remand after grappling with the overlooked data given intervening the FDA commissioned research project containing important findings on the usage pattern questions, argues. I feel like I can't read. Let me read that again. The district court, aka the government, or the court case, or the court system, was also unconvinced that the FDA would make the same decision on remand after grappling with the overlooked data given the intervening FDA commissioned research project containing important findings on the usage pattern questions, which argues Edney, which is the other attorney. And the district court found another potential grounds for regulation as both connected to the errors on patterns of use and insufficient to absolve the FDA's failure to consider an important aspect of the problem. The Department of Justice is expected to reply this brief by May 6th. After that, oral arguments will be scheduled. While the cigar industry won this lawsuit and premium cigars are not subject to the deeming rule regulations, even winning the appeal does not mean that premium cigars will enjoy the regulatory freedom forever. At any point, FDA could simply restart the rulemaking process, though it's unclear how much support there will be for the agency to do that, especially as a standalone rule for just premium cigars. So basically saying, even if we win this case, after all these years, the FDA can just say, you know what, screw it. We're going to waste even more of your time. We'll just start from start from ground zero, and start all over.
Square one, ground zero,
Yeah.
Square zero,
ground one, and we'll just do it all over again. So, in that case,
if I understand this correctly, they tried to. He ruled against that deeming law, right? Back a year and a half ago, in 2022. Now they came back and the FDA tried to do it again, and he was like, "You're just presenting the same shit that you did last time.
Yeah,
you need to have new shit if you want me to." So he basically struck it down again, said, "You can't just present the same stuff that I already talked about last time again."
And it says also the district court was unconvinced that the FDA would make the same decision on remand after grappling with overlooked data. So if I'm reading that correctly, they're looking at the FDA like, you have all this data, you have all these documents,
and you're overlooking it,
and you're just not making any
so
logical-based decision.
Yeah.
And
so you're doing exactly what you did last time. You're neglecting the clear evidence at hand to come forth and say, "Oh, they're all the same."
So
and he goes,
let me ask
"Well,
you
no,
this.
you have this evidence that clearly states that they're not the same thing, and you're just neglecting it."
Yeah.
So
like, what's the if you can go to court and trial for 8, 9, 10 years and argue this, and then the FDA just has the power to just do it all over again and just say, we'll start again, we'll try it again. What's the point of doing it now? You know?
I don't know. I think hopefully, you know what they'll probably do?
Why does that have so much power?
I don't know.
Because it just sounds
it's the
like
same thing but it's like it almost goes along the lines of when you're right, because
it's like a revolving door or a circle.
So like I said,
around.
They came to.
So let me read this. You analyze how
well, I know how I'm going to say this. So they came to the court in 2022, presented some stuff, and the judge said, "No, you're neglecting all of this evidence, and I'm going to rule against you." Now you fast forward 2 years, and they're bringing the same thing back.
Same argument.
Same argument. I feel like it goes along the lines of, let's say there's a criminal case, and somebody charges you
double jeopardy
with charge A, and the court says, "No, you're not guilty." You can't come back 2 years later and charge with the same charge again.
Mm-hmm.
It's double. You can't. They said charge A. We've already said he's innocent, so it has to be a different charge. You can't. There's a law that says you can't come back for the same charge.
Yeah.
So I feel like, does that not apply here? You can't come back and say the same evidence.
Sounds
we already ruled against that.
Sounds like we need Judge Mehta to get on here. So
I'm not in law. I don't know how it is, but I know that there's a rule that says you can't do that, right?
That's what this sounds like. While the cigar industry won this lawsuit and premium cigars are not subject to the deeming rule regulations, the deeming regulation rules, even winning this appeal, or is it just an appeal? Is an appeal different than a verdict? I guess it is. An appeal. So let me finish and we'll talk about it. So even winning this appeal does not mean that premium cigars will enjoy this regulatory freedom forever. At any point, the FDA could simply restart the rulemaking process, though it's unclear how much support there would be for the agency to do that, especially as a standalone rule for just premium cigars. So there's got to be a different, because that's not a verdict. It's not saying, you're being charged with this. I don't know the difference with an appeal. Like, why do you An appeal. Wait, what's an appeal?
No, so I think what they're saying is,
Do you know what an appeal is?
yeah, it's when you don't agree with the outcome, so you want to appeal it.
Yeah, so like you,
Right.
you go to jail for drinking and driving, but you weren't drunk, and you say I want to appeal that because I wasn't drunk. You can
So
go back
the
at it
FDA
again.
was coming back and appealing the decision, saying they
Yeah.
ruled against us
Yes.
previously, so now we're going to appeal it. And he's saying, well, if you're going to do that, you need to present new evidence. You can't just present the same stuff again because I'm just going to say no.
And then
Stupid FDA.
stupid FDA, just let us have it.
But that's another thing too. Is it goes back to, remember we were discussing with Joshua Habersky. Shout out to Joshua Habersky, who's the for the PCA.
He head of government relations.
Thank you. He's the head of government. I was going to say director, but he's the head of government
Same
PCA.
thing.
But he was saying that premium cigar or premium tobacco sales only account for less than 0.5% of all the tobacco sales in the country.
What was it again?
It's less than 0.5%. So
Yeah.
premium cigars, which is what we all smoke and enjoy,
Blueprints.
account for less than 0.5% of all the tobacco sales in the country. So when you say tobacco, meaning cigarettes, non-premium cigars, aka Backwoods, Swisher Sweets, Al Capone's, the gas station ones, and then premium. They said the premium only accounts for 0.5%. So if it only accounts for 0.5%, why is the FDA making such a big deal about it?
That's what they're saying also.
It's such a small percentage.
And that's what it's saying right here with that last sentence saying.
It's like you're going after the peanuts,
Yeah.
the crumbs. It's not even a crumb. It's not. It's half of a crumb.
Yeah, so that's what the last part here says. At any point, FDA could simply restart the rulemaking process, though it's unclear how much support there would be for the agency. I'm assuming the FDA to do that, especially as a standalone rule for premium cigars.
So they're saying. So read that again.
Yeah, there we go.
Actually, let me
No.
hold on. Let me read it. Let me read it quick.
At any point, the FDA could simply.
Was this all the way at the end?
the last paragraph, last 4 sentences?
Okay, let me read it again because it's a little bit easier when I. At any point, all right. So while the cigar industry won this lawsuit, and premium cigars are not subject to deeming rule, even winning the appeal does not mean that premium cigars enjoy this regulatory freedom forever. At any point, the FDA could simply restart the rulemaking process, though it's unclear how much support there would be for the agency to do that, especially as a standalone rule for just premium cigars. So basically, they're saying that even though we won, Judge Mehta struck it down, said, no, it doesn't fall into the deeming rule. It's a separate thing. And even though the FDA is coming back with an appeal to try to overturn that, and even though we will win the appeal, they're saying that this isn't a win forever. This isn't saying that cigars are going to be excluded from the deeming rule forever, and we won't enjoy that freedom forever, because the FDA could come back and just restart and say, we're gonna make another rule for cigars, and then go into the process again. But then it'll get struck down. Then the FDA can just say, we're going to do another rule, and another rule, and another, and just keep doing it forever.
Yeah,
It's like tying it up in court until the fat lady sings.
and if they just keep doing that, it's just gonna be the same thing, wash and repeat. They're gonna repeal it. They're gonna say we're gonna start over. They're gonna show the same evidence.
You know what they need is they need somebody in the FDA up in the higher ups in the executive level that smoke cigars and be like, yo, fuck all you guys.
There's gotta be. There's not one person.
What's the percentage? All right, let's look it up. Okay,
What percentage of what
like what's the percentage of people that smoke cigars? Percentage of
in America?
Americans that smoke
Cigars. Yeah, let's chat
cigars.
GPT.
I just Google right here. Bingo. It says 3.5%. So it says adults percentage of those who currently smoke cigars in 2001 was 3.5%.
2001.
So then, how many people work for FDA? How many employees work for
here you
FDA?
go. I don't. ChatGPT said I don't have real time access to current statistics, but as the last update of January 2022, the percentage of Americans who smoke cigars was around 4.6% for the most accurate and up-to-date information on smoking trends.
Okay. So I just looked up how many employees work for the United States Food and Drug Administration. It says it has a little over 16,000 employees. So you said what, 4.1?
4.6.
4.6. Okay. So hold on, I got to do the new. So calculator. 16,060 times 4.6 means that there's about 740 people that work, because I'm assuming that all the people that work for the Food and Drug Administration are adults.
Yeah.
And they're in America, so they fall under the percentage of Americans that smoke cigars. And if you take the same percentage, 4% of American adults smoke cigars, 4% of that 16,000 probably smoke cigars. That's 740 people, call it.
And out of those 740 people, one of them has got to be a big shot.
So, all right, let's look it up then. Let's look up how many executives, how many people are at the executive level. All right.
Okay.
How many FDA executives? I don't even know if that's how it works, but all right.
I did ChatGPT. Okay. The number of executives at the FDA can vary due to organizational changes, but typically there are several top-level executives overseeing various departments within the agency. These include positions such as Commissioner of Food and Drugs, Deputy Commissioners, Center Directors, and other high-ranking officials responsible for different areas of regulation and administration within the FDA.
All right, so what percentage do you think? Like out of the 16,000, you think it's like 5% or executive level, like commissioners and all that stuff?
Yeah, okay.
Okay, so let's take that 16,000 and multiply it by 5%. That means there's 800 executives.
Nah. How big's your company?
13, I don't know, like a few thousand maybe?
Oh, okay.
Renesas employees. How many people work for Renesas? About 20,000.
Oh, okay. That's a lot of people. And
I mean, I don't. Oh, this is. All right, so let's look at this. This is human resource. Okay. Number of employees. I'm trying to think of like if there's a compensation, talent, benefits and program, occupational health. All right, so they don't say. So let's see.
I feel like
typical percentage
ratio.
Yeah, okay, ready? Percentage of FDA that holds an executive level position. Right? Maybe that. All right, so
tell it to my heart. Tell me I'm the only one.
Doesn't really say.
But I just going off of if you have 16,000 employees, 800 are top level executives. I feel like that's a lot.
All right, so let's say it's less. So let's say it's
a percent, 1%.
So that would be 160, and then of that, there's 4%. So that would be like 8 people.
Yeah.
So I mean,
there's got to be one. There's got to be one high up guy that enjoys cigars.
Typical percentage of a company that holds executive positions. All right, here you go. So what percentage of employees are executives? Here you go. So if the company size is 100 to 500 employees, it's about 18%. If it's 500 to 1,000, it's about 5%. 1,000 to 10,000, it's about 19%. And greater than 10,000, it's about 25%.
Oh.
This is Statistics United States.
Okay.
So
25%.
So let's just take the lowest one, 10%. Right?
That's 1,600.
That's 1,600 people, and if you do that by the 4.6, that's 75 people. So that means 75 people.
High-ranking FDA.
That means there's
executives.
75 high-ranking people in the FDA that smoke cigars. It's a fair estimate, right?
Yeah, I think so. I definitely think so. That's got
one of them's got it. Like,
one of them's got to be irking in their chair reading the emails like, motherfucker, just let us fuck on the cigars.
Math, baby.
Math.
That's some maths for you.
Yeah, math.
Math and hard.
Math
and hard.
But
that's mathing on the math statistics.
Yeah, I mean, when does it end? That's a question. When does it end?
You know, but it also just feels like it's one of those things they're just going to keep pushing it and pushing it and pushing it and pushing it, and it's like, yo, just stop already. It's like the same thing with
someone gives up.
And I don't want to get political, but it's like the whole thing with DJT, with Donald Trump.
Oh.
Where they're just like going after him, going over and over and over. And it's like, yo,
they're just throwing shit at a wall and see what sticks.
Just fucking stop already, okay? I feel like it's the same thing with the FDA and the tobacco. It's like they're going after it and going. It's like, just fucking chill.
I would think the FDA knows they have power in numbers, and the Premium Cigar Association, the Cigar Rights of America, PCA, that's only a fraction of that people. I'm sure there's only a few hundred people that work collectively within those three organizations.
Yeah.
And compared to the FDA, so maybe their thought is, we have plenty of employees. We'll just keep running around in circles until one of them.
If you're not going to fall in line, we're going to get somebody that will.
Yeah, and we're just going to keep running it until you guys get tired of it. Maybe that's their goal.
It's interesting. This kind of brings up a video that I saw. A video? That'd be very interesting. It's on Andrew Tate had posted it, and I'm going to see if I can.
Controversial Andrew Tate.
Yeah, I'm going to see if I liked it. I think I did. Activity likes, just because I would like to play it so that you hear it.
What's the correlation?
Did I like it? I don't know if I did.
Did I like it? Did you like it?
It might have been on. Might have been on Twitter.
What was he saying?
He was basically saying, it might have been on Twitter or on X, but he was basically saying on how somebody sells their soul. He goes, I'm going to tell you how, everybody's, you sold your soul, the devil sold. He goes, I'm going to tell you how it actually works, how somebody sells their soul. And he's saying that some big organization will come to you and say, I can make you famous. I can bring you to...
Make you rich and famous.
I can make you rich and famous. But here's what's going to happen. We're going to give you a contract, a sponsorship deal with X, Y, and Z company for a large sum of money. Let's call it $50 million. You're going to get this contract deal. But the terms of this contract means you have to wear what we tell you to wear. You have to wear the brands that we tell you to wear. You have to say what we tell you to say. You have to support certain organizations that we tell you to support. And if anybody, you can't speak about this, and this, but if you're asked about this, and this, you have to take this side. If you're asked about that, you have to take this side. He goes, and they basically tell you how you have to think if you want to get to where you want to get to. So we'll put you there. We'll give you all the platform, and we will make you famous and make you wealthy. But you have to listen. You have to do all these things that we say, and you have to shut your mouth on all these other things. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely.
And I feel like it's the same thing as we're okay. The FDA's, we got these people. We're gonna go after this industry, and if you don't like it, then we're gonna knock you. We're gonna knock you down, knock you off that pedestal. We're gonna put somebody in that's gonna follow suit.
It's a good point. It's a good point.
And Andrew Tate was talking about it. I said, that's a very interesting, because I can see that.
Well, I mean,
somebody who's like, I want to be rich and famous so bad, I just can't. I don't know what it is. I can't get there. And somebody says, all right. You got a nice look about you, whatever. I'm gonna put you there. I'm gonna get you there.
I think of
here's what you got to do.
I don't know if this is what you're talking about, but I think of like The Rock 2020. He was advocating for Joe Biden. He was like, yeah, Joe Biden, the way to go, yada yada yada. And now he's like, I kind of regret the decision, and I thought I was doing the right thing, but that wasn't the right thing. That wasn't the right decision, and now I'm going elsewhere. Or you got Travis Kelce. Multi-million-dollar NFL future Hall of Famer, Super Bowl winner, and then he gets paid almost his NFL salary doing what is it? Pfizer commercials.
Yeah. I mean, how many instances have you seen where there's been actors or actresses that have had so much success, right? And then they speak out about something that kind of goes against the grain, against what the mainstream media wants you to believe. And their career just goes down the fucking toilet.
I feel like that's
and you don't see them in anything anymore.
I feel like that, Kevin Hart used to
Jim Carrey. When's the last Jim Carrey movie you saw?
True.
As soon as you started speaking out about like the Illuminati and all these, when's the last Jim Carrey movie?
True.
Gone.
Well, I mean, he has been in movies, but I feel like he was in the Sonic movie.
Just gone.
He just, not
like he hasn't had like a huge Dumb and Dumber, The Grinch.
Kevin Hart, I felt like Kevin Hart was up and coming. He was hilarious. He was, he was a raw comedian, and all of a sudden he's in every commercial, every movie.
Yeah.
He's in everything. And then, he got in trouble for saying something on Twitter like 10 years ago. He apologized when people told him not to, but he did. And
look at Cat Williams. Cat Williams was huge.
Yeah.
And now he's all speaking out against it.
Yeah.
And he's like very vocal about it and just gone.
Well, I mean, like, I haven't.
It's interesting when you really think about it.
Well, even the stuff with P. Diddy, even those all those Diddy shit, you know, saying they have all, like, I don't think we'll ever know who was on those tapes, you know, who was involved. It's gonna be kind of like the Epstein thing, like, you know.
I just feel like, yeah, it's when somebody speaks out about it, they're just kind of, they silence them.
And I think, I think within the last 10 years, I really think a big contribution to the shifting of minds and the being more vocal and being more forefront on different opinions is because of social media. I mean, before social media, it was just like one of two ways. You were this way or you're that way.
And nobody gave a shit if you were that, you know.
And even if you were that way on camera, but you were really the other way off camera, no one would ever know. Now you start seeing people who are like, they've always been this certain way, and now because of social media and ongoing media outlets, now they start seeing that person to be the other way.
Yeah, it blows it up. Social media can really, like,
you see like a couple of ESPN reporters. ESPN.
Stephen A. Smith was saying it too.
Yeah, Stephen A. Smith.
And I did not like Stephen A. Smith for a long time.
I didn't mind. I didn't
like the way that he argued.
Yeah, he was always loud and brash.
He was always just cutting people and like.
But there was even a couple female reporters that were working for ESPN. They were prominent ESPN reporters. I don't know their names, and then they started speaking out about different opinions about how the mainstream media looks at it, and then they got booted. They got cut off. And
yeah, it's when you dig into it and you think about it, you start naming off these people. You're like, oh shit, yeah. Like ever since he said that, he's like, his career is gone.
Yeah.
Ever since he did his career's up.
What about that one guy that we were talking about? The one actor that he refused to kiss him.
Neil McDonough.
Yeah, Neil McDonough. He refused to.
I want to get him. I've been messaging him a lot.
Have you?
Yeah, I've been trying because he smokes cigars.
He definitely does.
He does. I saw a video of him because when that came out, I looked into him. So I was like, I like this guy. I support what he's doing. So I followed him. I wanted to look into him. And I started looking at his page, and I saw a couple of posts where he was driving a car, smoking a stogie. I was like, dude, I'd love to have you on. Just like,
well, I mean, even now that my brain's running, even like what's that movie that came about? All the like sex trafficking.
Sound of Freedom.
Sound of Freedom. That was a huge movie, and it's like it got all this backlash, but it's like talking about what's really going on, and if it was about something that the mainstream media likes to promote and likes to put out there, it would have been the biggest movie hit but it was going against the grain and it was talking about facts and reality. Not so much popularity.
Mm-hmm. You know what's funny about the Neil McDonough thing is I totally didn't even realize this, but I was on the way back from Jamaica and I was watching
Angels in the Outfield.
Yeah. Classic movie.
Yeah,
I haven't seen it in so long, right? And I'm watching and there's so many people in that
have become big actors.
Like Tony Danza was in it.
Yeah.
What's his name? Glover.
Danny Glover.
Danny Glover. He was in.
He's a coach.
He was in with Mel Gibson in
Lethal Weapon.
Thank you. And there was a bunch of these other guys, like the guy who plays Doc Brown in Back to the Future.
Oh yeah,
Christopher Lloyd. He's in it. He's the main angel, and even that guy is the kid.
Yeah,
is Joseph Gordon-Levitt, I think.
No. He was a popular actor, but yeah, I know who you're talking about.
I think it is. Look it up. But anyway, I didn't realize until I'm watching it. Neil McDonough plays the pitcher that goes sets and sets and sets again. He's like the crazy pitcher. Yeah. He's like, wait, is it?
Shit, you're right. You're right.
It is Joseph. Yeah.
Well, you got Danny Glover, Joey Gordon-Levitt.
Yeah.
You have Matthew McConaughey.
Yes, Matthew McConaughey is in it.
Adrian Brody.
Yep.
He was the guy from Peaky Blinders. He's related to the guy.
There's a lot of guys in that.
Christopher Lloyd. Let's see here. Who else?
Neil McDonough. And then you know who the mom is? The mom is the pigeon lady from Home Alone.
Oh, yeah, right here. Brenda Fricker.
Yeah.
Fricker.
There's all these people. I'm like, holy shit, they're all in this movie.
That's classic. Holy shit.
And Neil McDonough's like, wait. Is it Jose? Can you see? They're talking about his Spanish. Jose, can you see? I'm like, what a fucking movie.
Classic, bro.
Classic movie.
Oh, God, so good.
So I took a story of it, and I like sent it to Neil, and he hasn't opened it, right? Because obviously he's
big macho, big pocket.
But I'm like, holy shit! There, it kind of like sparked me. I was like, let me reach out to him again.
Fuck it.
But anyway, that's gonna do it for us. So we hope you guys enjoyed that episode. Big wins for the cigar industry. Please, if you like this, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. If you're listening,
leave us a comment. Let us know your thoughts.
Comment, subscribe, follow us, share it. We appreciate it. We do want to do a quick little plug about events. We've been doing a lot of events. We have a lot of stuff booked this year already for the first half of 2024. We've done a bunch of events already. And if you're looking for, if you or somebody you know is throwing an event and you're interested in having cigars at the event, please reach out to us. We've done weddings, we've done golf outings, we've done private corporate events, we've done charity events. We can turn your whole space into a cigar lounge. We can sell cigars. We can do custom labeling and custom branding for accessories. So please reach out to us. Let's see if we can work something out. We would love to be a part of your event and make your event that much better. So reach out to us on Burnout, our email, or burnoutpodcast.com, however, or you can just DM us on Instagram. But we've been booking a lot of events, and we would love to make your event a little extra special. So.
Hell yeah. Boys from the Burn Down. Eric, Justin, Burn Down Podcast, friends, family, guys, and gals, thank you for watching and listening. With that being said, cheers, chin chin, salute.
Peace.